Well, yesterday absolutely sucked. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not happy right now. I had to take a deep breath before this video. It was a rough 1-5 day that was so close. Could have been a winning day, 5-1 day. The last 2 days, the way we have been losing, it's almost easier just to lose and not even be close. But our reads have been there. It's just the luck has not. We're going to go over the full recap in a bit. It's frustrating. Baseball with 162 games and with how unpredictable this sport is, if you guys don't know yet, you're going to have weeks where you go in slumps or a few days. Just got to grind out of it, that's for sure. But again, we'll show you the whole recap like we always do. But quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video is out for tomorrow's game between OKC and Minnesota, so be sure to check it out. But any graphics you see in this video are from OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. I got an MLB fun fact. Who is the oldest player in history with 4 or more hits in a game? The man, the myth, the legend, Pete Rose, 5 for 5 when he was 45 years old. That's impressive. In this video, we're going to recap yesterday. I don't want to, but we're going to. Good and bad hitter matchups. Then I'll give you the good pitcher strikeout matchups, the entire pitcher report, and then, of course, we'll finish it with the best bets and the recap. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate every single one of you, but come join this awesome community as we're getting close to 40,000 subscribers. So let the baseball journey begin. And unfortunately, let's check out the recap. Okay, here we go. I took a deep breath. We're going to go through this. Cade Horton to record a win. The Cubs scored 2 runs until extra innings. That's what happened. He left in a 2-2 game. Under 8.5 runs, Cincy KC make it 2 nights in a row where we lose the under because of a 9th inning run, and it ends up on 9 runs. Thank you for that. Carlos Rodon and Logan Webb, easy winner there. Absolutely love it. Look at that green check mark. It's just beautiful. And then Jarren Duran and Paul Goldschmidt, 1+ hit each. Goldie gets the job done. Jarren Duran has the worst night of his career, guys. 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. You can't make it up. I don't get it. Spencer Strider under 6.5 Ks. If you watch that, another frustrating. We lose on the hook. Why? Because, well, he had 7 Ks. One was a full count pitch that almost hit Kyle Schwarber, and he still had a check swing for a K. Another one was because Bryce Harper left the game injured. His sub comes in and strikes out. Again, ends on 7. I'm happy. Can you tell? Corbin Burns to record a win. Let's get the cherry on top. Leaves with a 6-2 lead, and the Arizona bullpen gives up 7 runs in the 8th inning. Yep. So, losses tonight. 1 Duran hit, 1 run in the 9th, 1 strikeout, and 1 bullpen meltdown. That is today. Again, these days do happen in baseball. I'm just frustrated because the read is there on practically every single one of them. Just did not get any luck. And you need luck in betting. It just, if you haven't realized that yet. But again, we're going to go in these slumps. This won't be the last bad day. But I'm frustrated. Again, we were just profitable, and now we're down 3.99 units. Long ways to go. There's the breakdown of all the bets, just so you guys have an idea what's been going on. Because I don't hide from all this. I want to make sure we're transparent during this entire season. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the hitter matchups. All right, we got 8 good hitter matchups for you, starting with Jose Altuve, 8 for 26 off Luis Severino. DJ LeMahieu, 8 for 25 off Kikuchi. Nothing huge here. Manny Machado, though, 6 for 9 off Sandy. And then Xander Bogart, also 4 for 9. What happened to Xander Bogaerts? My goodness, he has been nothing since he signed a big contract and left Boston. But anyways, Yainer Diaz. So we got 2 Y Diazes across from each other. One is Yandy on the Rays. The other one is Yainer Diaz. 3 for 7, 2 bombs off Severino. And then Kyle Farmer, a guy, that I'm looking to bet big time. 4 for 7 off of Matthew Boyd. So that's what we got for the good hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. How about 11 for 57? With 22 strikeouts off Zach Wheeler, because that's what Marcell Ozuna is. Some of these Braves obviously had a ton of at-bats against him. Ozzy Albies 8 for 50 with 9 Ks off him. Matt Olson 5 for 29 with 9 strikeouts. That's just all brutal. But here's the stat of the day. Aaron Judge 5 for 25 with 12 strikeouts off Yusei Kikuchi. Does that mean you don't bet Judge? Probably not. He's the best hitter on the planet, but that's insane. And then over there on the right side, Cronenworth 1 for 13. You got Brandon Lowe. Mookie Betts 0 for 10 with 2 Ks off Junis. And then Brian Reynolds 1 for 10, 3 Ks off of Zach Gallen of Milk. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now let's talk some strikeouts. Okay, we got two good pitcher strikeout matchups for you. Pablo Escobar at the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays eighth highest K percentage versus righties in the last 3 weeks, 22.4%. Lopez, 54 Ks in 50.2 innings. He has exactly 6 Ks in 4 of his last 6 starts, and the other two he had 5 and 11. Lower K rate on the road though, 23.2% compared to 30.8% at home. He does have a higher K rate to righties, 29.2 compared to 24.3 to lefties. And then Clark Schmidt at the Angels. Angels highest K percentage versus righties in the last 3 weeks, almost 28%. Schmidt, 38 Ks and 37.1 innings. He's not a huge strikeout guy. He's a decent strikeout guy, but it's all about the Angels. When you have the highest strikeout percentage, I'm going to probably mention you unless it's someone who really doesn't miss bats. But Schmidt has 5+ Ks in 5 of his last 6 starts, so he's been consistent. And 6+ Ks in 4 of those last 6. Much higher K rate on the road, 31.8% compared to at home, only 18.7%. So on the road is where you want to get him right now. Again, still a smaller sample size on month 2 of the season, but similar K rate versus righties and lefties as you see there. So those are the two best pitcher strikeout matchups for the Wednesday slate. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups, and we got the future Hall of Famer Clayton Kershaw on the mound. Only thrown 6 innings, obviously. Made only really 1 real start. Rain delay cut his last start to 2 innings. 5 earned runs in his first start versus the Angels. Obviously, he's not himself. You can see in his first start, and you can't expect him to be with all the injuries. Going up against TBD of Cleveland. I did mention Mookie Betts' bad hitter matchups against Jacob Junis. He might not pitch. I don't know. Maybe he's just a bullpen guy. Either way, it says TBD on some websites, so just want to let you know. But Landon Raup of the Giants going up against Jackson Jobe, the rookie. But Roop, I think is actually how you say it, not Raup. But Roop is coming off back-to-back shutouts. That's right. He really has pitched well lately. 6 innings shutouts in both starts versus Washington and the A's. And then the rookie Jobe been pretty solid. 5 total earned runs in his last 3 starts combined. And then we got Pablo Escobar versus Drew Rasmussen. 2 solid pitchers there. Obviously, Lopez with a higher K rate there, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And also, just a quick reminder, home runs per 9 innings is on the very right side. We added it just a few days ago. And then we moved down to Shane Smith versus Griffin Canning. Smith, been solid this year. 5+ Ks also in 4 straight starts. Just 6 earned runs allowed in his last 21 innings. Kind of underrated pitcher, honestly, and White Sox have a couple of them, but Griffin Canning has been unreal. Honestly, he was a can last year. 3 or less earned runs in 9 of 10 starts. Gave up 3 earned runs last start in a short outing due to a rain delay. That was the same game against Kershaw, I believe. And then Brian Bayo versus Freddie Peralta. We know Peralta does. He strikes out guys, and he somehow limits runs. But I'm telling you, this guy is not an efficient pitcher at all. His outs line is always right around 5 innings because that's as far as he can go. But Luis Severino versus McCullers. Luis Severino, one of the top 5 pitchers in the league on the road. It's crazy. Can it stay? I don't know. Going up against Lance McCullers. Has not gone more than 4.1 innings in a start yet. Obviously, he had like a year or 2 off before he had made his last few starts. But he did throw 91 pitches last start. And then we got Paul Skeens versus Gallon of Milk. Skeens, the guy we've talked about, better on the road. Gallon has been awful. He just has been. I don't know what happened to him. He's given up 4+ earned runs in 3 straight starts. One was at home versus Colorado, where he went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 earned runs. That's like most of Colorado's runs on the road this year. That's crazy. And then Mr. Sandy, not a major league starting pitcher right now. It sucks to see him go down this way after a big injury, but he is just an 8 ERA, 10 starts in. What is he doing? Why is he out there every 5 days? He has given up 4+ earned runs now in 7 of 8 starts, or of his last 8 starts. Going up against Kyle Hart. Only good start was at home versus Colorado. But other than that, he's given up 15 hits in his last 9.1 innings, 7 earned runs allowed, 2 struggling pitchers. So that's what we got for the first 8 matchups. All the averages are on the bottom. Now let's check out page 2. And we got Miles Mikolas versus Cade Povich. Povich, better last 2 starts, 10.2 innings total, 7 hits, 3 earned runs allowed. Against Smith Shawver, who did come back to earth last start, facing Zach Wheeler. We know how good he is. My goodness, 2.25 expected ERA, 5% walk rate, 32.7% K rate. Again, just one of the best pitchers on planet Earth. Gave up 5 earned runs to Atlanta earlier this year, though, just to let you know. They do have a lot of history against them. But he is coming off 3 straight shutouts. That's right, a total of 19.2 innings with 0 runs allowed. I think he's like a little over 20 innings, consecutive scoreless innings right now. Hunter Green versus Noah Cameron. Cameron, just 3 earned runs in 19.1 innings so far this year, and he's gone over 6 innings in all 3 starts. How about that? That's a shock. Hunter Green went 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs in his first start back from injury against the Cubs with only 2 Ks. So this will be his second one after, I think it's like a 2-week injury or something. But Tanner Gordon versus Matthew Boyd. Boyd struggled in his last start, giving up 8 hits and 4 earned runs to the Cincinnati Reds. He's been kind of up and down. And then TBD Toronto right now, going up against Tyler Mahle. As you see, 0.3 home runs per 9 innings allowed. He's given up 2 home runs all season in his 60 innings. It's been pretty dang impressive what he's done. Obviously, he's probably not going to have under a 2 ERA all season long, but 1.8, still a 3 expected ERA. And then Clark Schmidt versus Kikuchi. Schmidt, 2 to 3 earned runs allowed in 4 straight starts. Gone 6 innings in 3 of his last 4 starts as well. So giving the Yankees a little bit more length. And then Kikuchi looking a lot better lately, except for his command. He's given up 4 total earned runs in his last 23.1 innings, but he has walked 11 guys. Yeah, that's crazy. And then Trevor Williams versus George Kirby Puckett. Williams, he sucks. Let's just face it. 4+ earned runs allowed in 4 of his last 5 starts, 3 earned runs in the other one. And then George Kirby making just his second start, rusty in his rehab minor starts, as we talked about, and versus Houston in that first start. So we'll see what we get out of him. I do expect him to improve as the season goes along. But that's all I got. That's all 15 matchups for Wednesday. And now it's time for the best bets. This first one takes us out to Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals host the Cincinnati Reds. Reds moneyline -120, Royals moneyline +100, with a total of 7.5 runs. Going back to the scene of the crime where we lost in the 9th inning yesterday. This time it's a pitcher prop. Give me Noah Cameron over 16.5 outs recorded, -115 on DraftKings for a half unit. Yes, we're taking a shot here on the rookie. Obviously, it's a little risky. What has he done in his first 3 starts against the Rays, Cardinals, and Twins? Take a look at this outlier screenshot. Not only just over in all 3, over 6 innings in all 3 starts to start his career. That's absolutely insane in your first 3 starts. He had walked 5 guys in his MLB debut. Not a huge walk guy in the minors. I'm just going to chalk it up to a jitters and a rookie debut. Even with that, he still got 19 outs. Since then, he only had 1 total walk in his last 2 starts, which is what I like to see. If we saw 3-4 walks, then I'd really be worried. But so far since the first game, it's looked good. He had 3, 3, and 8 Ks in those 3 starts. He has the advantage versus these teams. Sometimes you see these rookies pitch well, like the first 5, 6, 7 starts. Because you're facing teams for the first time. They haven't seen you. They don't have much film on you. So some more numbers in those 3 starts. 2.12 expected ERA, 85th percentile for expected batting average against, 77th percentile in barrel rate, 61st in hard hit rate. I wish we saw a few more ground balls, to be honest with you, but he's been pretty solid so far. So he's not a guy who throws hard. He's averaging 91.4 miles an hour on his 4-seamer. Uses that changeup slider, allows like almost 40% of the time. Changeup has a .091 expected average against, slider 0.90 expected average against. So the off speed's looking good so far. Obviously, this is all a small sample size from what we've seen. He is a lefty, by the way, in case you guys don't know who Noah Cameron is. Reds versus lefties last 3 weeks, awful. Second worst WRC plus in the league at 44. 100 is average. They're hitting just 195, the 3rd worst in the league. 4th highest K rate. Lefties versus the Reds lately. Matthew Boyd was the one lefty they actually kind of got to with 4 earned runs. Other than that, Andrew Heaney, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Bailey Falter, 7 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs. Chris Sale, 6.2 innings, 5 hits, 0 earned runs. I mean, those 3 guys, they got a total of 1 earned run off them. And then here's the last part. The Royals really badly need him to go deep. I watched that game. The Royals bullpen is a mess. It was a bullpen day yesterday. They used Bolin, Sisk, Clark, Schreiber, Zerpa, and Cruz. Zerpa, Sisk, and Cruz. All 3 of those guys also went the day before through 2 days in a row. They need innings out of Noah Cameron. He's going to have a long leash. You saw some more pitches in that last start. Maybe the rookie completely falls apart. You never know. It's his 4th ever start, but based on what I've seen, he's pounding the zone. He's getting some quick outs. Again, he's not a guy throwing a ton of balls, and he's also not a guy who strikes out a million, which can raise your pitch count as well. So I'm going to take a shot here for a half unit. Give me Noah Cameron over 16.5 outs as my first best bet. This second one takes us out to Cleveland, where the Guardians host the LA Dodgers. Dodgers moneyline -142, Guardians on the moneyline +120 with a total of 9 runs. I'm going the Dodgers team total over 4.5 runs is my best bet. It's a little juicy, -135 on DraftKings, but I honestly thought it'd be 5.5, so I'm going to gladly take this here. The Dodgers bats are absolutely crushing it this series so far. Scored 7 and 9 runs in the first 2 games, and when they heat up, they usually cruise over 4.5 lines, as we already saw. But the first reason I like it, the wind blowing out at around 9 to 10 miles an hour. You got to love to see that. And I know I mentioned the Dodgers have been worse on the road, but again, I still think 4.5 runs on the road with the wind blowing out in a stadium where they're obviously just crushing it right now. They're not having a problem hitting in Cleveland right now. So this is unusual, but there's no starting pitcher named yet for Cleveland. And I'm still taking a team total because Maybe Junis starts the game, but he did throw 1 inning on Tuesday. Either way, it looks like a bullpen day for Cleveland. Dodgers have already scored 8 runs off this bullpen in the first 2 games. Cantillo and Festa are unavailable, which is going to help as well. Obviously, Clase's a stud. He comes in 9th inning, not as worried. Hopefully, we're cashing by that point. But another reason I like it is sometimes with a team total, you want to see a running mate. You want to see the other team score, so your team has to keep scoring. I don't know if I've talked about that before with you guys, but Kershaw's on the mound. Hasn't looked great. I expected Guardians to be able to score some runs here off of him. I also like the over in the game, as you guys can tell. But overall, this Dodgers lineup is absolutely owning Cleveland pitching right now. They're guaranteed 9 ABs as the road team. Give me the Dodgers team total over 4.5 as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Camden Yards, where the Orioles are hosting the St. Louis Cardinals. Orioles money line -125, Cardinals money line +110, with a total of 8.5 runs. This is my underdog play. It's a small one. It's a poodle, a chihuahua, whatever you want to call it. Give me the Cardinals money line +110 on ESPN bet for a half unit. This line jumped out at me when I was looking at money lines. I didn't understand it. Orioles are favorite with a worse starting pitcher on the mound. But anyways, let's dive in. Starting pitcher matchup, Miles Mikolas versus Cade Povich. Mikolas, do not look now. He's had a solid season, guys. I know I've made fun of him in the past. Last year, he was the king Christmas tree, getting lit up constantly. But again, last 6 starts, how about 1 or less earned runs in 5 of those 6? 1 or less. He has actually given up 4 less hits in 5 straight starts, limiting some hard contact lately. His last start was against Arizona. Not an easy team to face. 1 earned run in 6 innings. Solid 3.3 ERA on the road. Also has a lower xFIP on the road, too. And then we go to the lefty, Cade Povich, the rookie. Been a little better in the last 2 starts, but he's been inconsistent, as most rookies are. Just gave up, or before the last 2 starts, he gave up 8 earned runs combined in the 2 starts prior to that. Really low 9.9% swinging strike rate, average K rate. Not a guy who's going to blow you away. He has struggled at home this year as well. 6.75 ERA, 270 average against. xFIP is a whole run higher at home than on the road. He struggles versus righties as well. His numbers, his xFIP, his average against everything. And now you have to face Arenado, Mason Wynn, Ivan Herrera, who, by the way, is an absolute beast for St. Louis. They moved him up finally, hitting third in the lineup, hitting 370 this year, one of the highest WRC pluses. He's just crazy. But anyways, Wilson Contreras, Jordan Walker, not great, but bottom of the lineup. But either way, there's righties in this lineup that I think can get to him, and I think they do. So offenses overall, well, if you look at St. Louis, 3 of the last 5 lefties they faced, Skubal, Reagans, and Luzardo. Not too shabby. Still, the Cardinals scored 8 runs off those 3 lefties. They've scored 2+ runs off 5 of the last 7 lefties. And again, this isn't a great one as well. But Orioles on offense, 19th WRC plus, a little better lately, but you only had one way to go. They were really struggling. But 19th versus righties in the last 3 weeks. They've been struggling all year. It was mostly just against lefties, but now they're struggling against everybody. And then, of course, here's the big one. The Orioles find ways to lose. I am getting plus money for a 31-24 Cardinals team with a better starting pitcher against a 19-35 Orioles team. You got to sign me up for that one. And then what we haven't mentioned, the bullpen. Orioles used Soto, Aiken, Cano, Baker, and Geraldo last night. Cano has now gone 2 straight days. Cardinals used Maton, and Helsley yesterday, but all should be available. I mean, Maton threw 7 pitches, Helsley threw 13. None of them went the day before as well. So I think they have a much more rested bullpen, the better starting pitcher on the mound, the better lineup overall. Give me the Cards on the money line as the slight underdog as my third and final best bet. It is freaking bounce back day. Let's make it happen. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Give me Noah Cameron over 16.5 outs recorded, -115 for a half unit. The Dodgers team total over 4.5 runs, and then the Cardinals money line +110 for a half unit as well. It is absolutely time to bounce back. I need some winners. Let's get a sweep. Again, any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Really appreciate the support. Hope you guys all have a great hump day, and we'll talk to you soon.